America versus South Africa. Which country is the best place to live in? Which one would I choose to live in for long term?
Friends come and be shocked. Oh, you have fancy cars. Oh, you have big houses. Yeah, did you think we were living in trees right now? I mean, they're just surprised at the level of life that we live because they've been told so many things over the years. And it's getting worse now as they're trying to kill Black history in America altogether.
Okay, the first cultural shock as an American going to Nigeria is I realized there's no such thing as credit over there. Like in America, you know, everybody has nice cars, they have nice things, because you can like buy it now and pay for it later with good credit. In Nigeria, there's no such thing like that. Like
West Africa builds better houses than America and much of the Western world. I've built new homes in America and West Africa, and I can tell you, when you see the construction of new homes in West Africa, you're gonna have a hard time settling for the junk they try to sell you in the United States.
We live better in Africa than you're living in America. The same house in Africa, you wouldn't even be able to be in it in America. You see? So, you have help. You have, I've had friends come and be shocked. Oh, you have fancy cars. Oh, you have big houses. Yeah, did you think we were living in trees right now?
Can you emphasize on that for me? Maybe if you can go deep into what you're saying.
Well, I mean, they're just surprised at the level of life that we live because they've been told so many things over the years. And it's getting worse now as they're trying to kill Black history in America altogether. But if you even look at the statistics, statistically, most of their physicians are Nigerians or Ghanaians. Most of their people high level doing anything are African people. So, that's why they're evil and salty about it. And now they're trying to, shut down students going and all that kind of stuff because, let's face it, Black don't crack and it dominates whatever it decides to focus on. It's just as simple as that. We decide to play golf, we run golf. We decide to play basketball, we take that over. Tennis, football, whatever. We live better in Africa than you're living in America.
Okay, the first cultural shock as an American going to Nigeria is I realized there's no such thing as credit over there. Like in America, everybody has nice cars, they have nice things, because you can like buy it now and pay for it later with good credit. In Nigeria, there's no such thing like that. Like if you see a nice car or a nice house, that means it's paid off fully. Like all the cars you see in the streets in Lagos have been paid in full. There's no such thing as a lease, nothing like that. So yeah. Okay, the second cultural difference I noticed going to Nigeria is they lease their apartments and housing for the entire year. In America, we pay month by month, for our living, like our apartments and houses. But over there in Nigeria, they pay for the entire year. It's actually pretty cheap too. Like what I pay for 1 month in my apartment here in America will pay for an entire year lease over there in Nigeria. And they'll get you something nice too. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Another thing that shocked me about Nigeria is the cost of services over there. Like when I went and got my hair cut or I took my baby to the spa, I was just surprised by how cheap, it was. It might be because I'm transferring my American dollars into Naira, so I get a bigger bang for my buck. But compared to over here, I spend a lot more money getting the same services in America than I get in Nigeria. So yeah. Okay, the last thing that shocked me about Nigeria is the standard of living. Okay, in Lagos, you got two parts. You got Lagos mainland and Lagos island. So I'm gonna talk about the island. And the first time I went to the island, I was just shocked by all the nice buildings I seen. Like, look at these nice buildings, the exotic cars, the fancy restaurants. Of course, we got it here in America, but they don't really show Nigeria in that light. So when I actually get there and I see the island, I'm like, wow, this is nice. Like, this is like the New York City of Africa. Like, I can compare it to that. And as I said, all the cars are paid for because there's no such thing as credit, but there's some nice things in Lagos that a lot of people don't know about. It's got a nice luxurious part to it. A lot of people don't realize that. Like, it's bougie. I love it. I can't wait to go back, matter of fact. But yeah, the standard of living in Nigeria will shock you. Go to the nice parts, you'll see.
America versus South Africa. Which country is the best place to live in? Which one would I choose to live in for long term? Since I've been in Miami, a lot of you guys have sent me DMs on Instagram asking about this, so here is the response, okay? It's a very easy question, really, and the answer is also clear. Let me put it this way. If you had the ability to make money online without needing to be in any specific place in the world, that you could live anywhere, but you have to choose to live between South Africa and America. Trust me, and you were exposed to both. You have seen it. Like, I lived in South Africa, I've been in America, so I know both countries. I would tell you right now, you would choose South Africa anytime. I would tell you that. And I know so many people, even in South Africa, they want to go to America, right? And it's great. I mean, when I was growing up, America used to be like the land of opportunity, the dream that everybody want to go to. But what I can tell you guys is this: America is a huge marketing campaign. That's what it is for the most part. It's a big market. And the reason I say this is, before I came to the US, I used to think, I had all these visions in my head about, you think of Los Angeles, you think of Miami. When I thought Miami, I was just imagining DJ Khaled, those music videos, Rick Ross, and the movies that were made back in the 80s, I think. And I was like, wow, Miami is this beautiful city with beautiful girls walking around by the beach everywhere. Oh man, it's America. Money everywhere, right? Until you got here, you're like, oh my gosh, it's actually very, very underwhelming. The infrastructure is very old. The food is shit. It's literally like a giant scam. But the business is good. Like, the economy is really good. Like any business does well. And the reason why somebody would leave South Africa and to go to live in the United States is simply because they're looking for a job opportunity. Like, I don't need a job, so I have the choice to live where I actually feel comfortable. Obviously, I have to make business strategic decisions as well. But speaking purely just living life, I mean, South Africa by far. Even if you had to compare city to city, let's say Miami versus Cape Town, which one is better? Cape Town by a mile, like by thousands of miles. Because when you arrive in Cape Town, you're still on the plane. If you're arriving during the day, right, you see the ocean, the mountain. It's a small city. You see the entire layout. It looks really beautiful. Just without anything, without seeing anything what's happening on the ground. Just the landscape. It's beautiful. And the villas there, I mean, it's incredible. And you come to Miami, you're like, oh man, okay, I thought it was a big deal, but really it's not. It's a lot of odd buildings, and everything is expensive, or what you get from it is not really that great. So if you're spending, let's say, $10,000 a month, like let's say you're spending $8,000 a month on rent here in Miami, but you don't need to be here. And then imagine if you spend $8,000 in South Africa per month on rent alone. In Cape Town, you would probably be in Camps Bay areas, Sea Point, on a high rise with a beautiful view. In Miami, not necessarily, right? So there's your answer. South Africa is much, much better. Of course, America is great for, and I know America has a lot of different states, and I've been to a few, but overall, as a country to live in, it's just not great, really. It's like, and most people that live here, most Americans, and they live and they believe that America is the greatest country on the planet, right? It's like they also fed into the marketing scam that America is good at. The big Hollywood movies, the American dream story. But on the ground, a lot of people are struggling. There's poverty here like crazy as well. And when you get to America, you don't really, and I live in Dubai now. So I used to think that maybe America is like Dubai, but like way far away from that. It's not even that. Like, it's just normal life, and people go to work and they go for drinks later, and some places are dangerous. Just like when it comes to security, obviously it's just like South Africa. It depends on where you are. But overall, South Africa is even much safer, because if you're not in the hotspots of crime for the most part, you're good. So there's your answer, guys. What do you guys think? South Africa, America? If you're in South Africa, I would tell you don't worry about wanting to go to America. What you want is just make more money. Get online, find something to do. You're already living in heaven, where people here would travel that far on vacation for 2 weeks in Cape Town because it's really that beautiful. I mean, imagine Durban. The water is warm, you can surf. I mean, it's just unimaginable what it is, right? If you like big cities, you got Johannesburg, Sandton, which is kind of like most of the places, the cities here are more like Sandton, I would say. But when it comes to nature and just living life, the quality of food, man, I don't even want to get started with that one. The quality of food is so crap. But obviously, if you were born here, you don't know because you have never tasted real food, so you just don't know. But if you're coming from SA and then you go to the US, bro, you'll be like, what the hell am I eating? You know, you have to overspend to just get at least good food. But everybody else, like the normal people, like the poor middle class, they eat shit, like things that you don't even eat in South Africa. You can't eat that kind of stuff. It's bad, right? So that's your answer, South Africa any day. But if you want to make money, you want to be in America because the money is really there. Any business works here. You have a big customer base, e-commerce, you got YouTube, like industry is big. So it makes sense that everybody gravitates towards it. But it's also just a marketing play. It's not really all that. What I learned coming to America is that in other people from other countries, you know, whether it's Brazil or South Africa, or let's just say in the developing world, they do a bad job of marketing their country. They talk, you know, most of them are not proud of these countries because of corruption, and I understand it. But I think things would change if they had to start marketing the countries a little bit better, because they have a lot of good things in those countries. It's just that they're not marketed as well as America does. You know what I'm saying? Cheers.
West Africa builds better houses than America and much of the Western world. I've built new homes in America and West Africa, and I can tell you, when you see the construction of new homes in West Africa, you're gonna have a hard time settling for the junk they try to sell you in the United States. The biggest reason for this is, where does your money go when you purchase a new home? In America, most of the money that you pay for that new home is going into the land and into the permits necessary to build your house. Whereas in West Africa, most of the money that you're putting into the new home actually goes into the home itself. So you can have better building materials and a higher building standard than you can in America. In fact, let me compare two. This is the kind of build quality that you'll have in America if you're buying new home construction. It's basically as cheap as they possibly can make it to maximize their profits. Whereas check out West Africa. The walls are concrete. They're not cheap wood and drywall. The floors are marble. They're not this cheap artificial wood that they've been using in all the new homes that they call luxury in America. And the location of the houses makes a lot more sense in West Africa. In America, when you're buying new home construction, even luxury home construction, you're generally put off into this land of suburbia where you're 15 minutes away from the nearest store. Whereas in West Africa, you can purchase a home that's conveniently located to the metropolitan areas, which makes life a lot better on a day-to-day basis. And let's talk about privacy. In West Africa, you can build a privacy wall around your entire property. So people can't just walk up to your front door, or they can't just look in and see what you're doing. In West Africa, you get that safety, security, and convenience. Whereas in America, they only allow you to generally do these cheap vinyl fences, and if you're lucky, they can be 6 feet tall, and they can only be in your backyard. So everybody could just walk up to your front yard when you buy a new home construction in America. And in West Africa, new home construction isn't as restricted as it is in America. So if you want to build a 1-level house, you can do it. If you want to build a 6th bedroom instead of having a 5-bedroom, we can make that happen for you. And if you want a guest house, that's absolutely no problem. As long as you got enough space on your property, we can build that for you too, instead of having to do it in America where you have to get permits for every little change that you make to the property. And as a result, the houses don't all look the same. Have you ever gone through a suburb in America and the only difference between any of the houses is what kind of vinyl they put on the front of the property? They call it a facade. Sometimes when I'm in a house in America, even a luxury new home construction, and I'm in one of the bedrooms, I have trouble telling the difference between the multi-million-dollar house and the much less expensive house for first-time home buyers. They use the same materials and they feel exactly the same on the inside. Whereas when you get new home construction in West Africa, the walls can be ornate. You can have really high quality doors. Everything's just gonna feel a lot more bespoke. And another little thing that I like about West African construction versus construction in the United States is the climate control. So in West Africa, every room can have its own individual climate control and can go to the temperature that's necessary for that room or that person's preference. Whereas in America, at most you're getting 1 or 2 zones of HVAC, meaning that everybody has to agree on what temperature is best for them. So if you're looking to build your dream home and you don't absolutely have to be in the Western world, I would really consider looking at new home construction in West Africa. I think you can get a lot more house for your money, but even for getting value play, I think that they build the houses much better at a higher quality, and they're just nicer places to live in than what you'll experience in the Western world where everything is basically cookie cutter. But I want to know what you guys think. Have any of you guys had a chance to live in West African houses and Western world houses? Let me know what your thoughts were comparing the two. And as always, if this video provided value to you, give me a like and a follow. That really helps out my channel. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Or maybe I'll see you at one of our projects in West Africa. We'd love to sell you a house. Take care, guys.